Hey guys, in this video I'll be installing a Gotoh Buzz Bridge on a Danelectro Hodad guitar. So a little bit of backstory here. I've been wanting one of those choral sitar guitars for quite a while. A couple of my favorite songs feature that guitar, namely Do It Again by Steely Dan and I Know What I Like in Your Wardrobe by Genesis. Now, original choral sitars are going up in price these days, and even the modern reproductions and clones are still a little pricey for a guitar that I'm not going to use very much. But Gotoh sells this Buzz Bridge on its own. It's an updated version of the Buzz Bridge that's currently used on a lot of the reproduction sitar guitars, and my first thought was that I would just get that and install it on one of my cheaper guitars. But after doing some research, it seems that these bridges are intended for guitars with a 14-inch fretboard radius. None of my guitars fit that criteria, but also these are supposed to be a drop-in replacement for a Danelectro 3-point bridge. So I decided to go online and find the cheapest used Danelectro guitar that I could find that had the 3-point bridge. I recorded some footage of me installing this, but I quickly realized that this project wasn't going to be quite as straightforward as I hoped. This bridge turned out not to be directly compatible with the mounting holes for this guitar's 3-point bridge. Maybe the hole spacing differs between certain generations of Danelectro guitars. I know it's like that with a lot of import guitars that use metric spacing, for example, compared to USA Gibsons or something. Either way, in order to make this bridge work, I was going to have to drill new holes. Now this bridge comes with some springs that are used to adjust the height of the bridge and the angle to create that buzz sound and get it dialed in just right. With these springs in place, I wasn't able to get the bridge low enough to get the string height the way I wanted it to, or to get the angle the way I wanted it to for intonation and the string buzz. I thought about cutting the springs a little shorter, but ultimately I decided to take a Forstner bit and drill out where the mounting holes were a little bit in order to partially recess the springs into the body. This helped a lot as I was able to lower the bridge without compressing the springs all the way. So I have all the adjustment play that I'll need, and there's plenty of breathing room. Now to use this bridge, you're going to need a tailpiece of some kind, whether it's a Gibson style stop bar tailpiece, or a trapeze tailpiece, or a string through body setup. I was going to use a trapeze tailpiece because I had one of those, spaghetti tailpieces laying around from the chicken backer. But because this body is asymmetrical at the bottom, I found that the tailpiece would be at an angle, and I decided that's not what I wanted. So I found this Gibson 1275 style anchor tailpiece, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now these bridges aren't capable of being intonated perfectly anyway, but adjusting the angle does further throw off your intonation. So it's crucial that you install the bridge in the correct location to begin with, the proper distance from the nut given your scale length. I'm still tinkering around with it and getting it kind of dialed in, but I'm happy with it for now. It's good enough. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a sound demo here. Keep in mind, this video is not about good guitar playing or any of that look at me, look how talented I am kind of thing. This is just me tinkering with this, and I'm not someone who claims to be that good of a guitar player, so don't expect a stellar performance here. I'm just going to play some notes and demonstrate the effect that this bridge lends to your tone. So all in all, this was a fun project, and I'm happy with the result. For the money, it gets the job done. Sure, you're missing out on the sympathetic strings that a choral sitar would have. This works more like the baby sitar, if you're familiar with that one. But again, for the money, it gets the job done. If I just want to noodle around here and there, try to play a little Steely Dan or Genesis or whatever else, it's nice to have this around. Being able to play with that sort of sitar-esque sound might be an inspiring songwriting tool. So that's all for now. If there's anything I missed that you'd like to know about, or any questions you have, please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to help out however I can. If you really would like to see or hear more playing or a particular song, I'm happy to take a whack at it again. And I'm capable of learning something to demonstrate. This video is more about the project itself than a performance of any kind. Anyway, I'll leave this off with a couple questions for you. Is a Buzz Bridge something that you're interested in putting on a guitar? What kind of guitar would you put it on? A Telecaster, maybe? I'm happy to hear what you guys would do with something like this, and I'm sure a lot of you out there will be able to get more mileage out of something like this than I. I'm just sharing my experience with how the project went for me, how easy it was to install, set up, and dial in. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good one.
Thank you.